Hi there, Katherine. Nice to see that you've submitted an essay for correction. Good work. Let's take a look at what you have written. The topic is international marketing. Let's see what you said. Some people think that international retailing can be interfering for the country, while others think that it is important and productive. It is an important and productive means of education. In the following essay, I will elaborate both views and also provide my opinion. Okay, so a couple of things that I want to talk about here. First of all, I want you to be careful. International retailing and international marketing are not exactly the same thing, so you have to really be careful. Also, you need to remember something else. In the following essay, I will elaborate both views and provide my opinion. I'd rather you didn't do that. When they ask you to discuss both sides and give your opinion, really the best place for you to give your opinion is right there in your introduction, right here. So don't tell me that you're going to give me your opinion at the end, but give it to me actually in your introduction. Why? Let me show you. Take a look at this. This is the band descriptors for task 2. Obviously it's the public version, but look. Presents a clear position throughout the response. What does throughout mean? It means from the beginning to the end. So if you want to make your position clear from the beginning, you have to include it in your introduction. Okay? I hope that's clear. On the one hand, globalization in marketing can lead to, I don't understand that, really negative impact between different nationalities. I don't really know. That's not the right way to say this. You mean something else. How about this? Globalization in marketing can have a negative impact on different nationalities. IES, international trade, can be seen as one of the causes. Careful. Again, marketing is not trade, so be careful. During the process of products transferring, every nation can absorb financial benefits on the merchandises. Take shoes products, for example. A businessman assigns different country to manufacture the shoes, and the profits usually take away by upstream company and its belonging nations rather than original factory. However, in my opinion, international retailing can boost the country's economy because it makes the commodities more competitive. All right. I wanted to read it through before I commented on it. There are a couple of problems. Number one, you're not talking about international marketing here. You're talking about international trade, essentially. And so it's off topic. And then there are a lot of problems with your grammar. So, and also with your lexical resource. So here, products transferring, it's not appropriate. I don't know really what you mean here by products transferring. Do you mean the product trade? Do you mean, I'm not really sure, okay? And I don't understand this can absorb financial benefits on the merchandises. It's not an expression that really makes sense. So it needs to be rewritten in more accurate language. Take shoes. I wouldn't say products. Take shoes, for example. The businessman, the owner, I'm not sure who you're talking about, assigns different country to manufacture shoes. Yeah, assign is the wrong word. And you can't say you assign a different country. You're giving business to a factory in a different country to manufacture the shoes. The profits are then taken by the original country and not the country where the shoes were produced. So a lot of the language here is really kind of inaccurate and makes it difficult to read at certain points, okay? And then here as well, this doesn't make sense because that's not the view that you're talking about here. And like I said, we're not talking about international retailing, but we're talking about international marketing. If you're not entirely sure what it is, definitely look it up, Google it, see what is meant by international marketing, and maybe what some examples of it are, okay? Let's move on. On the other hand, through marketing in different countries, citizens have more chances to learn how to communicate and interact with other nationalities. It develops a bridge for people and also, not flourish, improves the development of a nation's economy. Take IKEA, for instance. Here you really needed a colon. This well-known furniture company, not commodities, appeals to a number of urban inhabitants because of their furniture design and practical price and its plain style. In this way, people are able to learn a different culture and broaden the individual's concept towards a foreign country. I believe this is a good measure for the country and citizens expanding their views of the world. Okay, so I get your example with IKEA, but I don't understand the rest of the paragraph. In other words, I don't understand how it really answers the question. How does IKEA show us, and how does IKEA provide us an example of communicating and interacting with other nationalities? I mean, are we really communicating and interacting with the Swedish just because we have IKEA in our country? So it doesn't really make sense. You didn't really support it at all. You didn't go into any detail about it at all. You said that it develops a bridge for people and develops a nation's economy. Again, your example doesn't support any of this language here, any of these sentences. So people are able to learn a different culture. So I'm assuming you mean that we know more about the Swedish culture. Again, these are things that you have to say, though, for the examiner. If you think that the world knows a lot more about Swedish culture because we shop at IKEA, then these are things that you have to really spell out for the examiner. Okay? They're not going to make that mental leap. You have to do that work for him or her. Okay? Now, there's really not much about language here. There's not much about it being an economical and a necessary form of education. Remember, this is what you're supposed to be talking about, a necessary and economical form of education. Okay, so essentially the only thing you've really done here is talk a little bit about culture, and a little bit about spreading ideas, but the rest of it, not so much. Let's look at your conclusion. In conclusion, it is true that global marketing might interfere, get rid of this, with the relationship between different nationalities. Nevertheless, it has certainly introduced various ways of thinking, get rid of this A, add an S here, and lifestyle for different nationalities and individuals. Therefore, it is beneficial for both nations, S, and citizens. Okay, I think I've covered what some of the weak spots of this essay were. I liked your conclusion. It was fine. Yeah, grammatically it had some problems, but on the whole it was okay. Let's see. You did one thing that I liked. You put your paragraphs in the right order. So this was correct here, that you put the paragraph that you supported last. That was important. Okay, so that was good. So you have some details and some information about what you need to work on. I'd actually like to see you on the course. I think you do really well. I think it'll give you a lot of framework and ideas for how to create essays that are cohesive and get you the score that you need for IELTS. So I hope it's something you'll look into. I look forward to seeing more of your writing in the future. Lots of luck.